Hi, so this video is going to be about the cycloplegic test and why it might not always be an accurate indicator of long-sightedness. So the cycloplegic test is where they put drops into your eyes to relax the muscles so that you can't use the muscles to accommodate, and it also dilates the pupils as well. So I've had this test done twice. The first time I had a normal test with the Snellen chart. That came out around plus 1.5, plus 2. I followed that up straight away with the cycloplegic test and it was exactly the same figure. The second time I had this test done, it was a little bit different because I'd used the autorefractor previously, and I had the test with the autorefractor came out at something like 0 and minus 0.5. So I was advised to have the cycloplegic test because, you know, that would be the be-all and end-all of it, am I long-sightedness or not, despite a previous diagnosis, I might add, but there we are. So I had the cycloplegic test, did exactly the same test again with the autorefractor and the Snellen chart, and it came out at 0 and minus 5. So I've had two tests that have reflected exactly the results that I had, you know, the prior results that I had straight before I had the cycloplegic test. And my most recent examination, if you've been following my videos, they actually discovered that there was something like a plus 10 in both eyes, and that was a more normal examination. That was just through the phoropter what I could see at 6 meters or so. So it was very, very simple. So I didn't have any cycloplegia or anything, but that just goes to show how the cycloplegic test doesn't always work the way you would think. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a good test, because I think it is a good test, but I think under some conditions it really isn't going to work that well. So I did ask the optician, well, this is what happened when I had cycloplegia previously. Why was this what happened? And he said, when you have the cycloplegia, you can't see, you know, because it relaxes the muscles, you can't really see much in front of you, but you also can't see that much at distance either. So that can sway the results. And maybe because I have such a high degree of long-sightedness, that might not be helping. Now I'm thinking what may have happened is because I had such a lot of hyperopia lurking in there, that my accommodation has always been very, very strong. So a single dose probably isn't going to do anything. And that would explain why I had exactly the same results as what I'd showed in my eye examination, and also why I went from being long-sighted to short-sighted between one test and another. So yeah, that's sometimes what they do with cycloplegia is they give you a little bit of a time. They do it over a period to relax the eyes, and it takes kind of like a couple of weeks or so if someone is very long-sighted or has accommodated a lot or has gone into pseudomyopia, which was my case. It was certainly my case. I don't need a diagnosis for that. I know that's what had happened. I'd over-accommodated by looking into the autorefractor. So one examination for someone who is over-accommodating by a lot of diopters really may not be enough, especially if they're a bit of an older person, because they'll be used to accommodating a lot by then. I think it can work well for very young children because, you know, they're not used to using their phones, using their screens, dealing with so much close-up. So it may reveal long-sightedness more easily. And also I think if you haven't got so much to reveal, so, you know, maybe up to 3-4 diopters, that might be easier than, I'm sure it's easier than 10. But yeah, that's my experience with cycloplegia. That is some of the problems I think can happen. Nevertheless, I do think it's a good test. It's just a case of being aware that, you know, it might not work for some people, and, you know, knowing who those people might be. So yeah, that is my thoughts on that. So if you like, please like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next video.